again, Kendopolis! This is Dr. Kendo, and we're back with another Scribblenauts Unlimited Object Editor Commentary episode. This is, of course, the series where I just create your favorite characters in the Scribblenauts Unlimited Object Editor, a feature only available on the Wii U and PC versions of this game. We started off with a HAZMAT worker as the source object for today's creation. Of course, most popular for the week is going to be the Mario plus Rabbids, so the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. We're specifically going to be doing the Rabbid versions of the Mario characters. So we're going to start off with Rabbid Mario here. We took off the head, the limbs, all that stuff, and we've got a hemisphere coming down right now. The hemisphere is going to be attached to the body. This is basically the overalls, the main part of the overalls clothing. The letter I we can use twice, and that'll be for the straps of the overalls. And we got a golden egg, and that's basically going to be the belly kind of peeking up over this, and we'll just put the edge of it right here over, or I guess I should say under the hemisphere. A megalania. We can take the front leg, basically the upper leg piece, so not the foot itself, but the part that's just above that. Both of those we'll place on each leg, respectively. So front and back legs right there. And then Icarus, we can type in that. And the Icarus's back arm is kind of a good stamp. It's like one stamp we can use to convey what their arms look like. Sometimes you can see a little bit more detail in the hands and things like that. But for Scribblenauts purposes, we can probably just leave them like that with the Icarus arms. A dot. This dot we'll use as the little button right here to button down the overalls. And so that's looking pretty good. I mean, all these designs probably, you know, like they'll have some detail involved with some of the other characters, but at least for Rabbid Mario, Rabbid Luigi, like the body parts are probably going to be a little bit easier than actually designing the heads. And so Scribblenauts Unlimited does have a limit to how many stamps you can use. A stamp is anything like these octopus tentacles we're taking right now. We took one that's like mostly straight but has a slight bend in it on the left side. This one's on the right side though, right here. It's this tentacle piece that's mostly just a straight line. This will create some extra detail in these overalls right here, but those are each a stamp. You know, everything that we've placed on does count towards the stamp limit. So anyway, we'll go ahead and name the body object right now. We'll call it Rabbid Mario right here. We are going to create the head separately though, as I said. And so after this is kind of all set up and you've got the body looking how you want it to, you can enter the properties editor right here, as you can see on screen. And the properties editor is where you can edit health, what your object weighs, its buoyancy, lots of other kind of scripting and background things. And so I always feel like it's a good place to read background information and fun facts about whatever we're creating, so let's go ahead with today. Of course, Mario and Rabbids. It's a role-playing crossover game involving the Mario franchise fusing with the world of the Raving Rabbids, released for the Nintendo Switch. The Rabbids end up with their time-washing machine in a laboratory with a visor that can fuse two objects into one. Of course, the hapless and crazy Rabbids use this visor to merge together and create a Rabbid Mario, Rabbid Peach, Rabbid Luigi, Rabbid Yoshi, and other Rabbids fused with objects. Many adventures ensue from there, but I'm sad to report that I actually have not been able to play this game. You know, money is always tight for me, so that's one issue, but I've also been hard at work preparing for baby Kendo's arrival in October. Yes, I am having a little son to be born then, and there's just been a lot of other things on my mind, but I have always loved the Rabbids characters, and I'm a veteran of Rayman Raving Rabbids 1 and 2, used to crack up at those games, and we definitely gotta get some bois down in the comments section in honor of these hilarious characters. And so today, as I might have mentioned, we are just making the four main playable Rabbids of Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi Rabbid versions. Of course, under the properties editor, you can, on the behavior tab, you can script any of these body objects to basically use the weapons that the Rabbids use in the game. And so, for instance, a hammer is one of the things that the Rabbid Mario can use. As a general category, that more goes into handheld weapons. So Scribblenauts Unlimited here in the behavior tab does use just kind of general categories rather than specifics. And so then the usual script that I do for almost every creation in the world that we want to at least not shy away from battles or fights is under the scripting tool. You can just basically set it to be when this object loses or gains health, then it will add an adjective, and that adjective will be brave or fearless or any synonym of those. But anyway, coming up next, of course, we've got the head of Rabbid Mario right now, so we'll go ahead and start off with the head as the source object. You don't necessarily need to start off with the head each time that you're creating a head separately, but I like to do it because I kind of know where the head is going to land. I mean, approximately. I guess I sort of use it as a sizing tool or something, but anyway, we put a golden egg as kind of the main head shape. So of course, these are going to be the rabbid heads, and they do have this kind of peach color around each of their mouths. We'll call that, like their muzzle area around their mouths. And in Scribblenauts Unlimited, you can actually go into this if you press the stamp tool basically down kind of near the middle right at the bottom, click that little stamp, and you can access this 29-page library. And on the 26th page of that, in the top left corner, kind of near the magic notebook icon and stuff, there's this werewolf tail. Now in Scribblenauts Unmasked, or if you're even in Unlimited trying to just type in werewolf like manually, you're not going to be able to isolate and grab just the tail. So you will need to find a different stamp probably if you're in Scribblenauts Unmasked. I'm not sure that you can access something like that. There are probably a ton of different stamps, as there usually are for any sort of design aspect of any character. You could potentially go with like a dog's tail, something like that. But we got a mango to make the hat, at least the top of the hat, and then the dagger tooth. If you take it to like a dagger tooth fish, you can take the middle body piece of the dagger tooth, and that'll get you the rim of the hat. And so just a circle with the letter M, of course. You type in M and you can get that small enough to where it will fit inside that circle if you're kind of going by my design. Now we've used 2 hemispheres on each side for the eyes right there, and you want the eyes to be pretty far apart. These Rabbids have their eyes kind of small and far apart like this, and so I'm going to use a P. That's of course P-E-A is how that's spelled, and you guys probably know that. And so the P will actually be for the iris, the colored part of the rabbit's eyes, and then we'll go with a wart, and the wart can actually be for the pupil. And we'll actually do another set of warts, so 2 on each side here, and that'll be for some shininess, some shimmer and glisten in the eyes. And of course, we took I fast forwarded just a little bit, so you can see that the ears are up there. That's the golem thigh piece for the ears. And a vegetarian, we went with the female vegetarian for the back arms. Now, anytime that you create a head and a body separately in this game, you want to script the head under the properties editor on the equipment tab. Right here, you can see this circle. We filled it in down kind of towards the bottom. It says, can be worn on the face like glasses. You want to fill that in. That'll mostly put the head where you want it to go. You'll probably still need to do a little bit of movement and variation on that, so you can actually see an example. Here, we've got the head. I can even put it on myself, which looks completely ridiculous, but here, we'll give it to our body object, and you can obviously tell that the head is way too far down. It's like the shoulders and everything are too high up compared to where the head is. Looks like he's shrugging. We don't want that, so we can go in back to the body object, so go ahead and edit the body object again. Turn on the green grids by pressing that button that has Maxwell's head, a banana, and a wheel with dotted lines all around that. That turns on the green grids. You can grab the green grid where his head is. There's a big blank space, of course, with just a green square. You can move that square, that grid square, wherever you need it to go. So obviously we need ours to go up kind of high, so I just used the arrows and moved it up. You will see the results of that at the end with all of the creations, and so now I'll show you kind of at the same time, simultaneously, we've got the head and the body in the works for the peach rabbid. And so the main thing to note is that the head, we've actually never used this stamp before, but we did go with the golden egg thing and stuff like that, like the previous rabbid, Mario, but we used a fountain tail, and so that basically makes this wig with a fountain tail haircut. And so pearl is going to be for the earrings, of course, for our rabbid peach. Now, to get kind of the, body and the clothing and stuff for the body, hopefully you notice down there in the bottom right, we did use a pink tank top, so you can just type in tank top and color it pink. Now, Peach, the rabbid Peach, is not wearing a tank top, so this is only to serve the purpose of that kind of design of having a shirt that will show the rabbid's belly, because you can see rabbid Peach's belly kind of peeking out underneath that, and so we will make it, of course, not look like a tank top in the end. That's just to get the base shape, again, as I mentioned. Jenny Greenteeth, we can actually take the body of Jenny Greenteeth, and that'll be for the puffy sleeves. There's probably a lot of stamps you could go with for this, but this was one that I liked just because it's kind of fun sometimes to use humans or humanoids in ways that you wouldn't think. Like, that's Jenny Greenteeth's body, yet we're using it on the arms. Hemisphere and road hump combination there in the top left for the head, that was to make the eyes. The rabbid Peach sometimes has this expression of like her eyes being kind of squinty, and spiderfish was, we took the fin of the spiderfish for the mouth. And so to kind of make the torso or the body shape have the dress not be so tank toppy. For one, we're gonna have the head kind of covering up those straps, so it's okay if you see those straps of the tank top kind of near the shoulders. It's okay if you see those right now on the body. They will be kind of covered up basically when we put the head onto the body object. The other thing is going to be making these ruffles there at the top with hemisphere shapes. So several hemispheres, we used 4 to basically be those little ruffle shapes at the top of the dress. And kind of ending off, you know, Rabid Peach does have long flowing hair and stuff, so on the body object, make sure that you also include hair down there, which we did as a pom-pom. That was the stamp for the hair like that. And so this next one is going to be pretty interesting. All of these are starting off with the HAZMAT worker as the source object, and it's okay if it's the female HAZMAT worker for even a male Rabbid character, because the Rabbids have really high voices, so even if you do keep the source audio, or take a female's audio basically for a male character, in this case, it's definitely okay. And so we got a Fez kind of as the main body shape, and of course this will be for Rabbid Luigi if you see it kind of taking shape right now. Tempo was Maxwell's brother that we used to basically have the little hand peeking out amongst that vegetarian back arm. So the female vegetarian once again taking that back arm. That's kind of like for the sleeves and stuff like that, because Luigi, I guess Rabbid Luigi we should say, is not really wearing overalls like the Mario, but rather kind of wearing this like sweater, really big sweater. Hemisphere shapes were actually for the little feet poking out if you want to have the feet. You could actually do it without feet and it would still probably look accurate. Same kind of shape for the head and everything, but this time with the hat, we're actually turning the hat around sideways. It's like not fully backwards, but kind of backwards. Rabbid Luigi has his hat all just sort of misconstrued, and we're actually going to do 2 of his eyes. Basically, each one is going to be different. So one eye is wide open, as you can see to our right, but then to the left side for us, of course, that's Rabbid Luigi's right eye. You'll notice that it kind of has a cringing, squinty, the lower eyelid is basically up a little bit more. They're almost the same exact stamp, but you can use a Wendigo or a monster and take the back thigh piece, you know, just above the monster or Wendigo's feet. That stamp is what we've used a lot for the muzzle, kind of tannish color there around the mouths of these Rabbids. Same method with the ears. We did run out of stamp space with that last little vegetarian inner ear piece right there, the vegetarian arm. A fingernail was the tongue, because you can see that the tongue is kind of hanging out, hanging out of his mouth. It looks hilarious. I do like how that turned out. And we actually had jellyfish upper tentacle pieces 3 times to make the lines for the mouth. So now we're in the home stretch. We got Rabbid Yoshi, and I'm gonna take Shadow. Of course, that's Maxwell's brother, so not the light Shadow, like Shadow, your reflection, but the brother in the arm. And so vegetarian, one more time, I can show you that again. We take the female's back arm right there, and that's gonna be for these sleeves right here for Rabbid Yoshi's outfit. Let's go with a Pool Girl up next, and that can actually be for some cuffs right there on the sleeve. So right where the wrists are, we've got these Pool Girl arm pieces painted green like that. And Rabbid Yoshi, so goofy. Let's see, what else did we use? We've got a marshmallow, of course, and the marshmallow, actually, this is kind of interesting. The one to our left is green, and then the one to our right is white. And this is because the legs are actually kind of two-tone right there, and so the Pool Girl arms were actually also the white on the left side and then the green on the right side. So you can see that kind of two-tone in the legs was with a Pool Girl and marshmallow. An Allosaurus, the end tail piece, was for the tail. Of course, that's twice, one green and the bottom layer white for Rabbid Yoshi's tail here on that little Yoshi outfit. And so we got a golem thigh piece to actually be for the belly, all the white right here, and an octopus we can take kind of to end this off. It's this tentacle piece on the left side, kind of lower left of the octopus. Has a slight bend on the end of it. That's basically going to be for that Yoshi outfit. It kind of has that pull string right there, just above the chest. And so I think that looks good. We'll just kind of adjust things and show you also as we move this arm. You can see I also used a Pool Girl arm right there that's white on the back. It's kind of like a makeshift saddle that Rabbid Yoshi has on its back. And so at the viewing plane that we're looking at these Rabbids from, you wouldn't be able to see the entire saddle or anything like that. That's why we just used the white, that Pool Girl. And so here's the Rabbid Yoshi head, and you notice that we've got a bald cap. That's what we've typed in first, and the bald cap was for the main kind of green of Yoshi's head here on the Rabbid, amidst the Rabbid head, I should say. And a head was the source object, and this time we actually did not go with a golden egg as the main shape. So this is the only Rabbid that kind of doesn't have that golden egg as the main shape, and that's again because this Yoshi head is all surrounding it. And so we got a cuttlefish right now in this top arm or tentacle piece right there for the cuttlefish, kind of close to the head up on the top. That's actually for these little nostril holes right here for Yoshi, and of course that nose of Yoshi's is the sphere, so you can just type in sphere for that. It's all good. And we've got a lot of different stamps. This is a golem's thigh piece once again, but this time we'll use that for the mouth. We want this mouth wide open. He's gonna have his tongue hanging out. You're gonna see some teeth, and of course those teeth are marshmallows. Hemispheres for the little Yoshi spikes on the back of the head. A series of circles and P and wart for the eyes, a fingernail tongue, once again, vegetarian arm piece for the inner ear, golem thigh piece for the outer ear, and that's gonna do it. We got our Yoshi, we got our Luigi, our Peach, and our Mario, all Rabbid version right here. I hope that you guys like these. These are so hilarious. Oh god, I love these so much. So let's see them do some craziness. Rabbids always seem to get into trouble, so we need to kind of create some trouble for them to get into. And so I'm actually gonna show you, they are all scripted to kind of use weapons, basically. You can use like a rocket launcher or something to simulate, or you could even possibly custom create their weapons and stuff from the game. But here, I'll just drop a series of rocket launchers so each one of them can have it, and I think you probably know more about what's gonna happen than they do right here. We're gonna put down an enemy for them all to fight, and I think with that many rocket launchers all in the same space together, well, it's kind of like the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle game where there is friendly fire or whatever. We can put this hostile strong monster and kaboom! Notice that all of the Rabbids, holy crap, they just completely annihilated all of them. Rabbid Mario is somehow still alive up in here, and so we'll actually, he's running away scared. A Rabbid might actually do that, who knows. Kicking the Yoshi head all the way down. Here, we need to get this action going again. Oh my god, the monster actually cannot catch our little Rabbid Mario. I want him to hit him so he will then become brave. Oh, but he did not get off that rocket shot. We need to reset all of this stuff, so hold on one moment. All right, let's see what happens. We'll put down an evil, strong Easter Bunny. And the Easter Bunny I don't think is very brave or anything like that to start off with. He actually went straight for Rabbid Peach instead of going for our Rabbid Mario. I actually did put a big red hammer, or mallet I should say, in the Rabbid Mario's hands, and here he is. Yeah, the Easter Bunny's running away. I figured this actually could happen. Maybe we should just go ahead and edit it, or add an adjective and make it brave, so that they'll continue the fight together. Rabbid Mario versus the Easter Bunny, and no problem with that big mallet. Rabbid Mario coming out on top. Seriously, I love these designs. Thank you guys so much for requesting this. Of course, whatever is most popular, most requested, down in the comments section is what gets created each week. I think we should just leave it at that. This episode is already long enough. I don't need to go on any ending tangents other than I love you guys. Thank you so much for your attention. I'll catch you on the next vid, and thanks for viewing.